Good morning, everybody. I believe everybody is healthy and safe, sound. Now, we had a beautiful session few days back, that is on 18th of September, training on Ayurveda series. And today, we have the series, that Ayurveda training series live in English. This is on public demand, public demand. Now, there was a big demand saying that we wanted the session in English. So this is for everybody who wanted to hear in English. So it's my request again and again to all the participants, please do share this Zoom link as well as the YouTube link. And to remind once again, YouTube link will be made live only after the Zoom platform becomes full. So as of now, we have space in Zoom. Please do share this Zoom link to all the known people who understands maybe only English, not only English, even Hindi, but mainly to those persons who understands English. So we have states like Tamil Nadu, we have states like Kerala, we have states like Andhra Pradesh, Goa, who understands more in English. So it's a reminder to all of them, because today's session again is going to be very special. Last time it was a beautiful session with lots of information was shared. So let me not waste much time. So let me introduce again our respective trainer, speaker for today. So we have again Dr. Rajesh Savera, who represents CEO office, as well as who looks after the factory in India, as well as he's also a director in SIFS, that is Srinati International Foundation. So Dr. Savera, thank you once again for being with us. I know how busy you are, and in this busy schedule you give this training session for us. So can we have Dr. Savera on the screen?
Sure. Good morning. And can you hear me? I think you can hear me.
Yes. Very well, doctor.
So good morning. Yeah, I know when it comes to Ayurveda, I'm the first person. I leave everything and come back, to Ayurveda, because that is what I am. That's what I have been studying over the last so many years. And Ayurveda has given me a great understanding about life. And Ayurveda is the science of life. And
exactly.
DXN also is actually a science of life. We also do the same. So if you look at it, it is DXN and Ayurveda are synonyms, and that's great, So thank you so much for inviting me in an English session, because that's my most comfortable language. I feel very comfortable discussing Ayurveda basically in English. And so thank you so much. So without wasting time, I think we should
I think we can straight away go to the topic, because people want to hear from you. They don't want to hear none of my presentation today. They want to hear from you the Ayurveda series in English. So Doctor, over to you.
Sure. Thank you so much. So guys, Ayurveda, as I said, is the science of life. And when I say life, means not just what we are, but we are nothing but millions of lives living within us. There are so many cells, they are born, they die, and they all depend, their life and death depends on the conditions we create within our body itself. So Ayurveda was a science that was going to help us understand, or actually helps us understand, how you can create conditions within yourself that can help the life within us, those millions of cells which represent you. Because if you're the macrocosm, there are small microcosms which actually are you, but in small cellular forms. And these cells, they are your responsibility. You have to create an environment within your body so that these cells grow, they complete their life cycle, and then they perish and the new cells grow. So the life and death, this cycle is always happening within you. You are a cosmos within yourself. And if that is the case, what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is, since we have been given the free will of making choices, we should make choices that are healthy, because health is one of the most important aspects of our life. If you look at things, Ayurveda has been stressing on the aspect of health, because physical health is the basis on which you build mental health. If you're not physically fit, your mind can never be fit. And only on the physical health, you build up your mental health. On the mental health, you have a realization of who you are. So your spiritual journey actually begins at your physical level. And then it is practiced at the mental level to realize at a spiritual level. So these are the levels you have to achieve. And the most easiest stuff is to begin with your body itself. So that's where actually, when around, I think so, about 8 years, 9 years back, when I got to know about DXN, I was not just impressed with Ganoderma lucidum, but I was impressed with the philosophy that doctor was introducing the world to, and that was Ganotherapy. And Ganotherapy is nothing but non-interference, not interfering into the body's mechanism of healing. The greatest healer of you is your body. You don't need any great physician or something. If you give your body a right environment, right food, right nutrition, and make sure it is able to cleanse itself, I'm sure the body has the ability to do miracles, and it can heal itself from any condition. That's such an amazing machine that we have. And when I say machine, is because it's always constantly working. You're awake, you're sleeping, whatever situation you're conscious, you're not conscious, it will keep on working, and it will keep on working only to make sure that you as a person exists. And so when it came up to DXN, Ayurveda series was my ultimate aim. I always believed that DXN needed to give a door, if not a door, at least a small window through which Ayurveda's concepts can be taught to people. Because if you look at DXN, DXN is nothing but a platform of education. Technically, people think it to be a direct selling company who's trying to promote products. For me, I always believed DXN was a platform of education where we are interacting with people like now. And this education system is absolutely free for people to come, understand, realize, and then make choices, with life. So Ayurveda, the definition itself says, Hita hitam sukham dukham, ayustyasi hita hitam, manam chitacha yatroktam ayurved sauchate. That means what is good for us, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. The wisdom, the faculty of wisdom that actually a person can develop within oneself is Ayurveda. So technically, it's through education, through actually experiencing what life is, people acquire the wisdom to make choices. And this is the platform like DXN, where you are given an opportunity to understand what is there in offering so that you can make great choices. So when it comes up to understanding what is there to offer, we need to understand that basically DXN is nothing but is a platform where we are going to get introduced to many herbs in future. We are starting with a small series of, say, 6 herbs. And these 6 herbs, maybe we are from a cricketing nation. That is why we believe in an over. The 1 over is 6 balls. So maybe that is how we came up. But yes, trust me, me and Rafiq had a very tough challenge to pick up the first 6 opening batsmen, who could actually go out there and play and prove what it can do for the rest of the 24, which are still yet to come, which are already in the process of being registered in the with the Ayush department as DXN products. As our Siddipet factory in Telangana is almost getting ready, the GMP factory is already set up. We're going to have Ayurveda series coming up in capsules. We're going to have it in tablets. We're going to have it in those globules. We're going to have it in those traditional globules. These are very uniquely made. And we are also going to have it in powder. So Ayurveda is going to come in many, many forms, and is going to be offered to not only India, but around India, to other countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, UAE, Sri Lanka, and many more countries, maybe Europe too. So DXN will be one of the platforms through which we will be able to spread the goodness of Ayurveda to the world. And so if you look at it, we have these 6 single herbs. And these single herbs, what we are doing is basically going to pick it up, and we're going to try to understand what these 6 herbs are and what are the benefits of those. To start with, let me go with a very, very important shloka, okay, that talks about what is a swastha person, what is a healthy person. It says, Samadosha samagnishya samadhatu malakriya prasanna atma indriya manaha swastha iti ibhidiyate. That means, who is considered to be a healthy person? Somebody whose doshas are in balance, sama. Somebody whose agni is in balance, whose dhatu are in balance, whose malakriya means his excretory system, his detoxification system is perfect, his functional. Rather than saying perfect, we say functional. And then his Indriya means his sense organs and the mind are in a state of complete satisfaction, that is prasannata. Such a person is, in according to Ayurveda, called as a healthy person. Now, why I am giving you this is because these are the basis on which you will understand the whole concepts of Ayurveda. And then you will realize that you can use these to understand how we are introducing herbs into Ayurveda and how they're going to help us achieve this state of Samadosha, Samagnisha, Samadhatu, Malakriya. So how are these going to help? So let's say when you look at the three doshas, we see that we have Vata, Pitta, Kapha. These are the three doshas. Then we have Agni as one of the digestive enzymes, but these are metabolic enzymes that help in digestion and transforming of anything, transforming of matter on one form to another form that is easily assimilated, digested, processed to get energy. Okay, so it's a metabolic force within us. Then we basically have the also the sapta dhatus, the seven tissues that we call. And then finally we have what we say is the stool, urine, and the sweat. That is basically what the three malas are. So basically, if you look at it, we have to understand these basic concepts. On the basis of this, we realize that how can we balance our health? The way we can balance our health is through these 6 points, because every health product you look out in the market, they will be either targeting one of these 6. And in DXN, we look at it at a holistic approach. But here we give the body to a chance to do everything that it can. But then every herb has its unique feature, has its gunas, because of which it can actually help in achieving these great results. So the most important one is rejuvenation. Rejuvenation is nothing but building up your own body. Now, when I say rejuvenation, you please understand, our body every day goes through this wear and tear. Every day there is breaking of the body. Then you have to sleep, take rest so that it rejuvenates, reworks, and builds you up again. So every day this, breaking down and making is happening every day. Your tissues go through wear and tear and everything. And we need our body to relax good, comfortably, and then rejuvenate itself to get the strength and vitality that it needs to achieve the next day as a living target again. So this particular feature of our body to maintain health is rejuvenation. Then second is digestion. And when I say we need something, when you say improve digestion, because even digestion as a force is something can go horribly wrong. In Ayurveda, we believe Agni means the Agni, the metabolic forces in your stomach decide the function of metabolic forces in your dhatus. So everywhere. If your digestion system is perfect, we say the person is healthy. So you look at an Ayurveda physician, he will always aim at first correcting your digestive system and making sure that you feel hungry. Not too much, not too less also. So you should not have something on a higher side that you're continuously eating, hogging into something, or not at all feeling hungry. You should have a balance of that Agni, the Sama of the Agni. And that is very important. So that is the second important thing. Then we need the calming of the nerves. And this is very important because if you look at it, your whole body system is actually, as I said, a machine that keeps on working in a particular way. And it gets affected with the state of the mind. And mind, when I say, is all the kind of stress that you go through, the strain that you go at work, this actually affects your body. And the best example, if I have to give you, is depression. If somebody is depressed, you look at his physical state, it starts deteriorating, especially the two things that I just told you. You'll see his digestion goes for a toss. Either he will stop eating and he'll be a very weak person, depressed, or he'll keep on hogging and eating. We call emotional binging, just keeping on eating and gaining weight. So these things, they affect the state of the mind, affects the body. And not only that, if you look at the ability to rejuvenate itself, a person who is not mentally calm or is not able to relax, basically he will not be getting his good sleep. Today insomnia is the biggest problem. That's where half of the world is trying to go for a massage or spa just to relax, go out and take a vacation just to get relaxation. Can you imagine? It's a big industry itself. So why? Because the ability of the body to rejuvenate itself, to relax, is lost because of stress. So there you need something that can calm the nerves. And that's another important element in healing. Then you have the fourth one is building immunity. Now, immunity is a buzzword now. Everybody talking about immunity. But when I say immunity, technically is not one entity that just to fight a disease, is also to rebuild, rejuvenate yourself, improve your digestion overall. So immunity is the ability to make you stand again. And that is very important. So people with good immune system have been affected with the COVID virus, but they were able to pull it off. They were able to pull it off with even simple tea. Like so, and people who had a weak immune system, where all the other parameters were gone for a toss, they could not even survive the best of medication given by all the best doctors in the world, because that's how it is. Immunity is not one entity, but is a component of all the entities taken together. It's cumulative. So when you look at the health aspect, immunity is to be built up over a period of time. You cannot take a pill and you pop it up and it builds up in one day. So it's about building immunity. Like you build muscles, you build your strength, your vitality, you have to build immunity. And that happens with using the right herbs in your life. So then we have detoxification. Now, when I say detoxification, means the cleansing. If there is no cleansing in the body will start to decay. The process of rejuvenation gets for a toss. When body starts, accumulating toxins. In Ayurveda, there are said the doshas, when they start accumulating, they grow through a process where it is collected, like a ball, they start collecting in it. Then we call it sanchay. And then after some time, it starts to overflow. It's called prakop. So people with acidity, initially they just have burning in the chest. Then after some time, they can have, some regurgitation. And after some time, it goes to such a level that they start having ulcers. Maybe some people have acidity to such an extent that they can have bleeding from the skin. So acidity as such, once the pitta increases and goes beyond its ashaya, means its container, and starts spreading into other organs, it becomes very, very difficult. Now, just recently, I've been handling a case of a girl who is suffering from a simple pitta acid problem. And she has been ignoring it to such an extent that when you look at the acid component, it rose up to such an extent that it started to now come up to the throat. And now it started to have, she started having pharyngitis. Then she started having laryngitis. Then she started having stomatitis. Now her whole throat with pharyngitis, the nasopharynx completely inflamed, with the oropharynx inflamed, the esophagus completely inflamed. She doesn't know what is happening. She gone through all the tests and all the tests came out negative. But a simple thing of just taking the right diet saw that she was able to heal herself in a few days, what she was struggling for months. So you need to understand the importance of detoxification, and the toxins basically are produced in your body every now and then, because the byproducts of metabolism are supposed to be out. And I used to, when in the initial days, when I used to prove, people used to ask, where are the toxins? I eat healthy and I do all these things. Where do I get toxins from? Toxins are built in your body. You as a person, actually, when you consume something good, in the process of taking out the good from the good, there is also bad that is left out, which is not needed by you. Maybe it is good for something else, but not for you. Like, for example, I breathe in oxygen, I breathe in air, but when I throw out, I throw carbon dioxide more than the air that I took in. So where did the carbon dioxide come out? It came from my cell's metabolism. So imagine how dangerous if I don't let the carbon dioxide go out. If I just close my nose and try just to take in air and not let air come out, I can go into a complete shock. People can, this is what we say, people can die with basically not because of lack of oxygen, because of accumulation of carbon dioxide to such a level that you will go paranoid, you'll go crazy, you will actually die. So that is how toxins are dangerous, and that's why you need to cleanse your system. So detoxification. And then finally, the gross cleansing, the cleansing of all your system, basically the three major ones: your sweat that needs to come out of your skin, that purifies your blood, then your gut, your stools that cleanses your intestines, your stomach, everything, and your kidneys, which are actually the filters of your body, your blood system, So these three are friends. If they three, people who lack exercise, they load two things. They load their kidneys and their stools. People who have constipation, they load their kidneys and their skin. People who lack doing exercises, no sweat at all, plus have constipation, stress a lot on the kidneys, and the kidneys have to take that burden. So today, if you look at people working in the AC, not able to exercise, suffering from constipation, you will for sure look at the outcome that they have. They will definitely have a kidney disease. Simple kidney disease, if I have to explain, is diabetes. Okay, from the 20 types of pramayas that we have mentioned in Ayurveda, Madhumeha, that is diabetes, is one, and it's again related to the kidneys. So definitely we need to understand that these are the 6 bases on which you can maintain and build up your health. And that's where the whole concepts of Ayurveda come in picture. Now, to let us understand this, we need to understand the basic doshas. Now, even when I was in college, I always believed the 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. But over a period of 20 years, I realized that if I have to simplify something that even the traditional Chinese medicine has made it so simple, and which doctor has been teaching for the last 27 years around the world, is the concept of acid and alkali. And that's exactly what is mentioned in Ayurveda too, because Pitta is nothing but acid and Kapha is nothing but alkali. When you have a balance between your acid and alkali, then your body is in complete balance. Now for that, you have to understand what is Vata then, because Vata is the force that everybody talk about, is the cause. So technically it is just an imbalance. When the Pitta is less, the Kapha increases, okay? Or Kapha is there, but Pitta decreases due to some reasons. What is going to happen is, you're going to see a movement of shift of this matter from one place to another. And that turmoil, that turbulence causes what we call Vata. And Vata is that force that disturbs the whole metabolic thing within our body. So Vata is an outcome of imbalance between the doshas, 2 doshas, Pitta and Kapha. Similarly, if Pitta is more and Kapha is less, the flow will be the other way around. For this, you need to understand physics, high pressure and low pressure. So whenever there is low pressure, then things start moving from high pressure to low pressure. This is exactly what happens within our body. So if that is the case, we need something that can help balance these doshas. And here comes our herbs. Now these six single herbs that we have taken up, in which 5 are purely single and 1 is a combination of another 3 herbs. They basically aim to bring about balance between the Pitta and Kapha. And to start with, if I have to give you an introduction, is on Withenia somnifera. As the name says, somnifera, something that can help you sleep, okay? And that's exactly what Ayurveda said. But here, sleep in Ayurveda is relaxation, something that relaxes your nerves, something that builds about a kind of a calming effect. So it is said to be, in Ayurveda, it's called Ashwagandha, because of the smell of the roots, because we are talking about the roots. It's also known as Indian ginseng. Powerful thing that can make you have vitality and strength as a horse. And it's very bitter to taste, not easily palatable, but the properties are amazing. It's a rejuvenator. It helps in, calming your nerves, giving you the energy. In simple words, if I have to tell you, it is like a mechanic. It is like a mechanic that helps you restore yourself. So all the damages that have happened in your body, this has the ability to rejuvenate you by making sure you relax. Because only a car that goes into the garage, which is shut down, that the mechanic can work on. So when you take ashwagandha, you will realize you will suddenly have a calming effect. Your night sleep is fantastic. Your body goes into that repairing phase. It starts repairing itself well. And the next day when you wake up, you fully are energetic as of a new person. And this means that as a car, the way you use the car, how often it needs to go to the garage to make sure everything is right. Similarly, people whose life is very hectic and stressful and strainful, suffering from disease or whatever it is, taking ashwagandha will help them trigger that healing mechanism within your own body, where this adaptogenic herb can restore back your health. So all the damages now your body goes into a phase where it suddenly becomes a repairing machine. It repairs all the damages. And that is why, if you look at it, all the doshas, all the dhatus, even the malas, everything, every system of your body that has to do a particular job is repaired by this. So no wonder it is called as a powerful adaptogen. Adaptogen means it is not specific to any particular system, but it makes sure that all the systems work appropriately so that they work and do their basic functionality optimally. So that's ashwagandha. So keep it simple. Taking 2 capsules for an adult, 3 times a day is a good dose, if depending on the hectic lifestyle. If your lifestyle is just a normal lifestyle and not too much stress, you can always have 4 capsules or tablets. And if you are having a very, very relaxed lifestyle, 2 tablets are also good enough every night. That is good enough. But even for kids today, teenagers, if you look at teenagers, are also going through a lot of stress, especially the mental stress. You see their bodies are going through a lot of change, and the body needs a lot of mechanism, especially repairing mechanism. For them, at least 1 tablet 3 times is very, very useful. So you can play with the dosage basis on your need of what you're going through, and you can take it in combination. If you think you want it for weight loss, take it with warm water or with tea or coffee or whatever you want. That is Anupan. If you are looking at reducing your acid in your body, pitta, then you can take it with virgin coconut oil or ghee or water. So you can play with the Anupan, but as such, ashwagandha itself is very, very helpful in making sure that you can rejuvenate yourself. Moving forward, we go to another very powerful herb that we introduce is Nigella sativa. Now, this is black cumin. In Ayurveda, we call it Krishna Jirak. Jirak basically is nothing but something that is like an appetizer. It will help the fire, the digestive fire, the metabolic forces within you to work to the optimum level. I'm not saying they're going to just increase the fire. They are going to make sure that the fire burns right. Sometimes fires can go out of